KBVC.
My movies are attacking me.
The Campbell video collection here. Got some of it behind me. And of course, myself, the purchaser and lover and enjoyer of all movies. Not all movies, but you know what I mean. Back to the Alphabetical Movie Marathon Challenge. The challenge is to watch 26 movies whose titles start with a letter from the alphabet going from A to Z. Pretty simple. I've decided to add additional clauses just for the fun of it. So no A, ands, thes. A movie I haven't seen in over 5 years. Preferably one I had only watched once. So unfortunately, that means they might not be the best movies in the collection, but they're here, so we're gonna watch them. And I've also decided to choose movies from a singular genre, and the genre I chose to start with was also in alphabetical order. A for action. Today we are going to talk about letter C, and the movie I chose to watch is the 1993 classic CLIFFHANGER with Sylvester Stallone. There he is hanging, not on a cliff, but there's cliffs behind him. It is an avalanche of thrills, according to John Bernard, New York Post. And let's see. It is also a spectacular, heart-thumping, throat-tightening, pulse-pounding, sweaty palm suspense, says American Movie Classics. You know, avalanche of thrills and things. I would agree with both those reviews. I really would. So, all right, let's see what they say on the back here as the plot of the movie. Sarah was an inexperienced climber. She trusted Gabe to rescue her, but something went wrong high above the valley floor. ... Sylvester Stallone, John Lithgow, Michael Rooker, Janine Turner, and Ralph Waite star in this high-altitude avalanche of action, a non-stop adventure peaked with suspense and capped with heart-quaking terror. For Rocky Mountain Rescue, this mission is almost routine. Locate 5 climbers. With the woman he loves, Turner, and his best friend, Rooker, Gabe Walker, Stallone, braves the icy peaks only to discover that the distress call is really a trap set by the merciless international terrorist Eric Quaylen Lithgow. Now millions of dollars and their own lives hang in the balance. Against explosive firepower, bitter cold, and dizzy heights, Walker must outwit Quaylen in a deadly game of hide and seek. You're it, hide and seek. Which I guess is there, kind of. I don't know. I would have called it a hide and seek, but then I guess I would have been hard pressed to say. But cat and mouse, maybe. I don't know. Pretty relatively accurate description what happens. Basically, the movie starts off with tragedy, and Stallone quits, only to come back a couple months later, 6 months later, something, and happens to be on site when a failed heist of a treasury plane happens, and the plane crashes and they lose their money on the cases filled with money on the mountaintops, so they require the help of Stallone and Rooker to rescue their money. And of course, they're ruthless criminals headed up by Quaylen. This, directed by Rennie Harlan, I think it really put Rennie Harlan on the map as being a action director. So it Cliffhanger does a pretty good job of being an action film. I think it holds up relatively well. To me, I can kind of escape into the movie logic of it. I mean, I did watch this with the missus, and she had some serious problems with how, um, Stallone just basically didn't die from hypothermia. Because he spends most of the movie without a jacket on and a sweater on, and then he falls into the. At one point, he falls into some water, and he's like, "Ooh, I'm fine." After about 5 minutes, there is some disbelief that you have to have to watch this movie. So just kind of sit back, relax, and enjoy the thrill ride of it. I think it's one of the better Stallone action movies. I I would recommend a watch of it anyway for anyone who hasn't seen it. At least watch the preview. John Lithgow is very is his usual excellent villain self. He does a very good job of giving him his villain self. Um, I think this was one of the first movies I remember Janine Turner being in after or a while doing Northern Exposure. At least she had gotten the fame of Northern Exposure and then moved on to other things. And this was one of them. 1993. And Michael Rooker, I'm not sure what he had done beforehand. He hadn't quite. I think he was still kind of on an uprise. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. Oh, quit it. I'm trying to hang on here. That's not a very good slow. What are you doing? I just have a cold. That's my Stallone. It's just me having a cold. The This movie is one of the best movies about mountain climbers I have ever seen. Out of the 2 or 3 movies about mountain climbers that I have seen, uh, Vertical Limit. Yeah, I can't think of anything else right now at this moment. I'm sure there's a lot. There's a few. I would agree with most of what the guys say in the with the what I agree with what the critic quotes that they put on the box here. Um, it is an avalanche of thrills. I mean, that's kind of cheesy, but there is an avalanche in it, and it is thrilling. And there are more thrills in the movie than just the avalanche. But I think for the most part, this is a pretty good action movie. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because of the box they show, Stallone in his shorts and his like cut off muscle shirt or whatever, and there's like snowy peaks in the background. So they took like the first part of the movie and then superimposed it from the second part of the movie because the first part where he's doing that part, it's like during the summertime, and then when he goes into the thing, he's more in that outfit there where he's got the dirty sweater and stuff. Disc with old Sylvester hanging on there. Hanging on to the side of the back there. In the end, Cliffhanger is true to its name as a suspenseful action adventure and succeeds in Harlan's overriding goal to create a film that grabs the audience and never lets them go until the end credits roll. Sorry, I was just looking at it. It's kind of a fun thing here. In the inside cover, they have rope, or the clip. Clip is attached and good, and then on the back it's like broken there. So that's kind of a fun little thing that they did for the insert. Hanging on to the top of the screen. Cliffhanger. So, for anybody who doesn't know what a cliffhanger is, what that refers to is back in the good old days of film, they used to have short movies, what they called serials, before the regular movies. So you would get, not only would you get an hour of an hour and a half movie or whatever. You would also get a newsreel and maybe a cartoon for the kids, and what they called an adventure serial that would be broken up into parts, and would end on a tense moment of jeopardy for a main person or character, of some kind of danger, usually involving them, either falling off a cliff or, hanging on for dear life on the edge of a cliff. So that's why they called them cliffhanger. That's where the term cliffhanger comes from, I believe. They because it's like giving you that and that feeling of like, oh no, what's going to happen? Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat. Cliffhanger kind of thing. You're not going to resolve this issue, this story at this moment, and we're going to go on, and I have to wait till next moment. Cliffhanger is a pretty good action movie. If you can suspend your disbelief on some aspects of it. Just believe that Sylvester Stallone is so macho, so manly, and muscular that he can run around for a day without catching a cold. I'm sure Cliffhanger 2 would have been mostly him in bed with the sniffles. That's an exciting sequel right there for you. Michael Rooker doing his usual good job. Janine Turner could have been used a little bit better, maybe. It's hard to say. She's just kind of the love interest. I mean, she's capable. I don't remember if she needs to be constantly rescued by Stallone. There are some sad points in it. Out of the bad guys, the five or so henchmen, I don't know what to refer to them as. Lithgow definitely is the best out of the bad guys, and he is always interesting to watch. Mr. Lithgow do his stuff, do his thing. Special features they have on this is a personal introduction from Rennie Harlan. Very, very personal. The audio commentary with Rennie Harlan and Sylvester Stallone, which I haven't listened to for a very long time. So I'm sure that's you don't have to turn the volume up on that one to understand what they're saying. Technical crew commentary, that's probably interesting. A making of featurette, Stallone on the Edge. 2 deleted scenes with Rennie Harlan intro, which I did watch, and I think of the 2 scenes that they deleted, it was probably wise for them to delete those scenes. It's kind of interesting in a movie like this where so much happens that kind of, well, not like so much happens, but in action movies, there are things that kind of stretch reality, your belief, push the disbelief boundaries. Like, for instance, my wife didn't believe at all that someone could survive that altitude in the freezing cold without having any problems whatsoever, which I I was able to ignore. But then there are like these things where it's like, oh, he can jump across this 50-foot cavern. Uh, oh, he can climb up a waterfall and break frozen glass. Not frozen glass, sorry. Ice. And then be able to climb up the rest of the waterfall with, wet, frozen hands. Um, and be fine without, recovering greatly into the thing. And for the rest of the movie, be able to punch people and fall down mountains and stuff. There's also special features, how it was done, storyboard comparison, photo galleries, theatrical trailers, and talent files. Talent files are kind of interesting, kind of not. They're basically press clippings. They're like something that a movie company would make, and then give out at like a press junket to say, "Oh, this is our star. He's done great. This is why gives some information about their character in the movie, and then information about movies they have been in, what they would have known for, and stuff like that." It's such a dated thing. It's been dropped off. I don't know if that's because of like IMDb became more popular and was something that easily, now I can look it up on my phone. I don't need to go to, um, I don't need to read it on the DVD. And if you get like several DVDs from that era, they're pretty much the same thing. So you're reading all this like secondary information. I think people realized that after a while, or like DVD manufacturers realized that after a while, people who buy um, DVDs and stuff don't want to read; they want to see videos on it, and so uh, I read them personally. I try to watch or go through everything, and sometimes it's interesting. Sometimes it just gives you the same information you got from a featurette or commentary or something like that. So it's kind of repetitive. Uh, but I can see why something like Talent Files went by the wayside. I think out of I can't right now. I can't remember how many movies Rennie Harlan and Sylvester Stallone made, but I will say that this is the best of them. It's a movie that I'm sorry I haven't seen for so long. It does kind of have that early '90s feel. It doesn't quite have uh, a timeless quality to it, um, but it's not as bad as say RB movie, um, which was the big hit, or even possibly the A movie After the Sunset. But there it is. That's what we got. Do I got anything else to say about Cliffhanger? I don't know if I do have anything else to say about Cliffhanger. Alright, in conclusion for C movie, I think out of the three action movie, out of the ABC movie marathon so far, C is better than B and A. So we just keep going up. Of course, D is probably going to be the pinnacle. So I'll give you 5 guesses of what that might be. Hey guys, thanks for watching my review on Cliffhanger. Is it your favorite action movie that starts with the letter C? If not, let me know what yours is in the comments down below.